below. So we're gonna try something. I don't know if I'm gonna like the way that this turns out. I don't know, but pretty much I have all of these books that I have to get into this. So that's what we're gonna try and do. So this is gonna be like time lapse, rearranging my bookshelves. So yeah, we're gonna try this and see how it goes. have it figured out. I don't love it. I definitely don't love it. But I'm gonna kind of bring you through like how I organize it, I guess, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, to start off with, on the very top shelf, I generally keep like classics. And I have multiple editions of Alice in Wonderland. I'm gonna be getting rid of those. I have my Narnia books, you know, and just like some general storage. So here I have, this is kind of a hodgepodge, my Agatha Christie Rainbow that I love so much, and then I kind of have like some contemporary and some nonfiction and some classics, and so that's kind of a hodgepodge of shit. So then we come over here, and this used to be dedicated to classics, but I got rid of a bunch of them. You can still see that some of them, you know, Jane Eyre, Anna Karenina, a couple of those. Maybe one day I'll read those. So there's still a little bit of classics there, but this is kind of like thrillers and my Chuck Palahniuk's. So, and then like a little tiny bit of contemporary over there as well. So I kind of changed this up. A lot of the stuff that's here was here before. So that's, again, some thrillers, a little bit of horror. Actually, I changed that to mostly horror. So there's horror and thrillers on the shelf. And then this shelf, I didn't touch at all other than moving a few things around. But this is a little bit of my Stephen King collection, Joe Hill, some other horror. Didn't touch this shelf at all. So here we have my lovely Stephen King shelves, which you guys have seen a million times. Also didn't touch this shelf. This is my Book of the Month editions, which is pretty full, but I've been kind of actually reading them the last little bit. So I've been unhauling them as I read them. Some of my favorite books are on there. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I'm looking at you. So then over here, same thing, didn't really touch any of this. This is a bunch of horror, my Clive Barker collection, some Bentley Little, and a couple of random things that are on there as well. So then down here, I did change a little bit. Sorry, I'm having to like get down on the ground, and I just knocked a stack of books over, so that's cool. So here is a little bit of fantasy, like epic fantasy. So A Song of Ice and Fire, and then a good bit of historical fiction and a picture of me and my dad. And then over here, this is more historical fiction and more like diverse contemporary. So, you know, non-American authors. Lisa Coe, 30 Umbergar, you know, a lot of stuff you can read for yourself. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, you know, that kind of thing. And then on the very, very, very bottom, we have science fiction in the corner, some fantasy, stuff that I've already read, YA fantasy, that kind of deal. My Neil Gaimans are down here because most of those are fantasy. And then over here is most of my YA, and then like a couple of things that aren't. So yeah, that's kind of how I organize my bookshelves. So then I took the garland off the bookshelves because, you know, reasons. So this is the stack of books that I knocked over because, you know, that's the kind of day I'm having. Marriage Game by Alison Weir, we're gonna get rid of it. Tales of Beetle the Bard, we're gonna get rid of it. I have absolutely no use for this. Yeah, I like Harry Potter, but not enough to keep this. It's little, but it's taking up space that I don't have. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay. I do want to read this because I never watched the movie, but when I read it, I'm probably immediately gonna get rid of it. Same thing with The Cursed Child. I've heard such terrible things about it, I'm gonna get rid of it once I read it. I do want to read it, but I'm gonna get rid of it once I do. This is just gonna move upstairs. This is Patrick Ness and the Hostess, and the Ocean Was Our Sky. Vermilion by Molly Tanzer. This came from Nocturnal Reader's Box. I just don't think I'm ever gonna read it, honestly. I've seen good things about it, but I just don't think I'm gonna read it, so I need to get rid of it. Same thing with this one. This is S by Koji Suzuki. This is the same person who wrote the Ring book that they turned into the horror movie, but I haven't seen good things about this, so I'm probably just not gonna read it. Christopher Golden's The Gathering Dark, which is apparently, I'm like crouching and this is the worst. Apparently this is like so far in a series, and I don't think I'm ever gonna read this. This is another Nocturnal Reader's Box book that I probably will never read. Snuff from Chuck Palahniuk. I didn't like this one, so it's going away. The Lady Elizabeth by Alison Weir. I read it. I didn't love it, so it's going away. The Reader. This is actually my husband's. We read it in college, but I'm gonna keep this. It's just going upstairs. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Same thing. Keeping it. It's going upstairs. This is actually my mom's copy of Dead-Eye Dick by Kurt Vonnegut. Same thing. Upstairs. Old Man in the Sea is going upstairs. Haven by Tom Detty. I feel like I want to read this because it got a Bram Stoker award, but for now it's going upstairs until I decide whether or not I'm gonna get rid of it. And then Tales from a Talking Board is gonna go upstairs too. In addition, here's another stack of stuff that I'm gonna get rid of if it decides it wants to focus for me. Focus, thank you. Final Girls by Riley Sager. I didn't hate it. I just don't think that I'm ever gonna reread it. So if I'm not gonna reread it, it needs to go away. An American Marriage by Tyree Jones. I read this and I liked it. It's gonna be donated to my library. This is a book that I liked, but I am not gonna reread it. And I know that other people would want to read this. So it's gonna go to my library instead of selling it back. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I liked this. I didn't love it. I think it's supposed to be a series, but I don't know that I see myself rereading it, so I think that I'm probably gonna give it up. I don't know, I'm kind of undecided on this one. This book was bad. It's going away. The Dark Dark by Samantha Hunt. I read it. I didn't love it, so I'm probably never gonna reread it, so it's gonna go away. I do really enjoy the cover though. It's like a skeleton and ink blot at the same time. It's pretty neato. Loosed on the World. This is one of those like impulse buys from damn book outlet that got me. It's an anthology about climate change, and I'm honestly probably never gonna read this ever. So it needs to get off my shelf. It's just taking up space. I might give this to the library. I don't really know. Rainbirds. I enjoyed this book. I didn't love it. Same thing. It's gonna go to the library. I feel like somebody else is gonna enjoy this book more than I did. And then American War by Omar El Akkad. And again, I read this last year and I liked it, didn't love it, and I don't see myself rereading it, so it's gonna go. So there you have it. I have rearranged my bookshelves. I still have to put all of like the decorations and all that stuff on it, rearrange my Christmas tree and all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, it was kind of mostly my butt and my back and moving stuff around, so hopefully you liked it. We'll see. I don't love the way that this is arranged right now. I don't know if it's just because I am afraid of, I don't want to say afraid of change. I don't like change. Maybe I'll get used to it and then I won't want to change it again. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you click thumbs up and hit subscribe if you have not already. All social media links are in the down bar below. If this is something that you like, make sure, let me know in the comments if this is something that whenever I unhaul books and have to rearrange stuff, if you want to see this again in the future, let me know. And if you have any comments on anything I'm unhauling, let me know. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.